searching for James Thomas.
The movie we're talking about right now is Tetsuo, the Iron Man. It is a 1989 Japanese science fiction horror film, directed, written, produced, and edited by Shinya Tsukamoto. Yeah, beyond that, I guess I could, if I wanted to, I could read the kind of synopsis they have here, but I feel like it doesn't really do the movie justice because
usually most synopsises, and I've read a lot about this movie. I've read a lot of articles in prep for this podcast. They don't you're describing very kind of like rote details.
Yeah,
it's like
that's a lot of art films. Like if I think the first time I watched Mad God, I looked up the synopsis just to did I understand this fully? And the synopsis is usually just what happens on screen is written out on the Wikipedia article.
It really is trying to describe the plot of this movie is trying to apply an exact definition to a fuzzy process.
Yeah,
I could see this movie being projected on the ceiling of some exhibit. With you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Junkyard art exhibit.
Exactly, some weird high-end art installation piece.
Yeah.
100%. It very much has that kind of vibe, and I know it was into something weird when I was looking up stuff about this movie and kind of preparing it tonight. And I was scrubbing through it a little bit, while I was getting it ready to project. And yeah, like I said while we were watching it, I knew this was going to be weird, but I didn't expect it to be this weird.
When I usually prime people when I show them Tetsuo, it's I don't know what your definition of intense or strange or off-putting or extreme is, but this movie will definitely test whatever threshold.
Yeah.
100%.
This movie keeps the pressure on pretty much the whole time.
100%. Joseph, before we hop into the movie, I wanted to hear a little bit about as far as what were, for you personally, what were some of the kind of comparisons and other media you were thinking of that immediately kind of hooked you?
Definitely Eraserhead, big time. But my experience with this kind of avant-garde, it's expanding, this kind of art film, expressionist film kind of thing. I'm a fan of what I have seen. I just don't really know where to go to find the ones that I'll enjoy. But it's Eraserhead. I got Mad God vibes, which that might just be the meme where it's what is it? It's the guy sees any piece of media, guy who's only ever seen Star Wars. This is a lot like Star Wars.
There's a man and a woman walking around?
Yeah, exactly. But I got that feeling because I love this kind of super out there kind of just communicating a feeling more than anything. Not literal filmmaking. And Mad God is kind of that, where it's just there's a story, but it's more about getting, especially horror wise, it's about getting this really uncomfortable feeling across. This movie is very good at making you uncomfortable. And that from the very beginning, there's that shot with the screw in rebar that he rubs against his teeth. Really good tone setter.
Yeah, no, I immediately noticed a lot of this movie for me was the feeling of nails on a chalkboard, just as far as existing.
But I love that kind of thing because to me, this kind of experience where it's the goal is to communicate this really uncomfortable feeling. That's just as enjoyable of an experience to me as any other emotion being conveyed through art. I like that. I like that this made me feel that way. It's so effective. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I feel it's kind of the perfect length. This movie is super short. It's only an hour and 7 minutes. I feel like I wouldn't necessarily be able to.
I don't. Another half hour of that. I don't know.
Take it past that point.
Yeah, no, that's wearing out.
Small doses. Yeah.
And that's its beauty. It's it does what it needs to in a very lean, mean kind of running time, and
yes.
Yeah. I feel like if this movie had a how do I put it? If this movie was more well known, if it had a higher, how do I put it? I was thinking about something like In a Violent Nature or Skinamarink, and like it reminded me like the grind is like part of it. Is what I think what I'm trying to say as far as like there's like the fact of like there are some shots and there are some sequences, ideas that are just kind of like you're banged over the head with, as far as like, you know, they really want you, like, even though there is like a lot of very fast-paced moments in this movie, I feel like there's also a lot of scenes where like they want you to sit with this super uncomfortable image for like a long time, you know.
Eraserhead.
Yeah.
The police are searching for James Thomas.